Hey y'all, it's Michael Mercedes and welcome to another video. Today we're gonna be talking about things that you can do today that are gonna kind of help you get your mind right, bring clarity and new ideas. All right, number one, clear out your space and get organized. I'm a firm believer in the saying, a clear space brings a clean mind or a clear mind. I might have lied and made that up, but I know something similar to that. The whole point is clearing out things and organizing things brings clarity. And this could mean anything from clearing your living space, your car. I actually made a video recently on a list of things that you can do to reset your life and get organized. So make sure you check that out. And although this isn't a step-by-step process, I do believe that this is actually the first thing that you should do in order to bring new ideas in and get focused and become more clear. Because speaking from experience, a lot of the times when I've tried to create content or write down new ideas or do work, I wasn't able to do that because I actually had the mental block of, oh, let me clean this. Let me do that. Let me make sure that I get this done, which deviates me from actually being able to bring in those ideas and focus on what I have right in front of me. All right, so the second thing that you can do to bring in mental clarity and new ideas is to schedule time alone. This is so important because a lot of the times we're distracted with life. We have work, we might have kids, we might have a significant other, friends. And if you're not scheduling this time with yourself, how are you even able to think and process things, especially if you have a busy schedule? And when you're having this alone time, a couple of things that I would suggest is journaling. Journaling your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings kind of helps bring therapy, and it kind of releases the energy out on paper so that now you have mental space for other things. Another thing that I would suggest during this alone time is praying. Praying could literally just be speaking to God and saying how you feel. Praying could be asking for guidance. And that's one of the main things that I do when I speak to God, is asking for guidance and things that I should be putting my focus on, things that I need to probably clear out of my life, and things that I just need to make a priority. I think one of the biggest misconceptions with praying is that I feel like a lot of people think you have to be super religious to do this. Literally, I just feel like this is a way that you can connect not only with God, but yourself. To me, I believe it's all in one, but when you're doing this, it's not necessarily that you have to be asking for anything. You could just be talking about the things that you're grateful for. But yeah, huge emphasis on prayer. Another thing that you can do alone is meditate or sit in silence. I know sitting in silence and meditating can be a hard thing. It was super, super hard for me when I started my journey with it because my mind was just everywhere. And I was just thinking about things I could be doing, things that I need to get done. And it really, really just takes practice. I feel like as a society, we're so used to being stimulated and just having something to look at and do all the time that sitting in silence is a neglected thing. And it's kind of looked at as weird. But it's not really weird. It really helps. All right, so number 3 is pretty big, but I feel like it's one of the most effective things on this list because it will make a huge difference. And that is cutting out completely or restricting certain things in your life that are not serving you. That can include people, friends, partners, even family sometimes, let's be real. That could be cutting out certain behaviors. So if you are the type to excessively spend or excessively binge watch or excessively eat certain foods that are not serving you, a lot of these could be blocking you from your goals, getting mental clarity, because if you're putting all of your focus into that, then how are you making space for new ideas? All right, so another thing that you can do to make space for clarity and new ideas is to prioritize your sleep. Y'all, I feel like sleep is so neglected and I feel like it's so slept on. Pun, slept on. But no, seriously, it's super important because not only does prioritizing your sleep allow you to think clearly and give you mental clarity, but it also is a time of day where your body is able to just focus on healing. That's the time when your cells are working together to give you that energy to wake up the next day. I cannot count how many times, and this is really going back to when I was in school for like a million years. But when I was in school, I had so much brain fog because I prioritized studying and staying up to study rather than sleeping. And that really hindered me on my tests, my exams, focusing in class. Also just being able to like do daily tasks. It's really not cute, y'all. So I would definitely recommend prioritizing that. I really feel like you're delaying yourself because you're not able to have that sharpness. And how do you think new ideas are gonna come if you're not giving your body rest? And that leads me into number 5. 5, which is diet. Diet is important with bringing in mental clarity because some foods cause us to feel tired, groggy, fatigue. A lot of those foods include alcohol, sugar, greasy foods. The list goes on. So just make sure that you're prioritizing what you put in your body and making sure you drink a lot of water. All right, and the last thing that you can do to bring mental clarity and awareness and make space for new ideas is writing your ideas down when they come. I know a lot of the times when I do have ideas, I might forget to write them down. So make sure that you write them down and actually organize them in a specific place. I have a journal and I used to just write everything in my journal, and it made it hard for me to go back and find things. For instance, I might put how I felt one day in my journal, and then the next day I might write out my goals, and then the next day I might write out ideas for content. I've learned that it's a lot easier to have separated journals for each thing. So whenever I do have a new idea for content, I'll have a specified journal for that. And I want to place a huge emphasis on actually writing these ideas down instead of typing them in your notes section. And I'm just speaking from my experience. I have the notes section in my phone where I've put down an idea, or I might have an area where I might write ideas, but I never actually go back and look at them, or I might write them on separate note pages. So they just end up getting jumbled and scattered. And I truly believe when you write something down, you're actually putting it into effect and manifesting it. So make sure that when you do have ideas that you actually write them down. All right, y'all, so that concludes this video. I hope that it was super helpful. Make sure that you like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And if you have any questions or suggestions, make sure that you leave them down in the comment section. I will see you guys in the next video.